Okay, hello everyone. I'm so glad you all hopped on. We have three awesome share a little bit about their story and how they got started with Plexus. I love these calls because everybody comes from such a different background, and we're going to hear from three very different people. And so it's going to be a lot of fun. But if there's time at the end, I'll share a little of my story too. But let's start out with Carly. Let's hear how did you get started, Carly?
Hi, friends. My name is Carly Owens. I live in Northwest Arkansas. I'm just letting you know I set a timer for myself, so I'll be under the 10-minute mark. So, a little bit about my story is I started the products after watching my friend Kara for 2 years. So, she had reached out to me multiple times for years, like, hey, we're doing this event. Hey, there's this call. Hey, this. And I just lovingly said, thanks, but no thanks. No. I'm not interested, like not right now, but I'm interested in this, but I'm not right now. And so she was so kind and so patient with me. And then one day I hit a wall with my health. Um, a little bit about my story is I started for sleep. So I am not like I used to sleep terribly, like sleep until 1 a.m. and then wake up from 1 a.m. and be up from 1 to 5 a.m. And I have two littles, and they were both sleeping through the night. So literally, it was like I was surviving on water and prayer and nap time. And I was like, it was Mother's Day. It'll be 2 years this coming Mother's Day, and I spent the day in bed because I didn't sleep the night before. And I stopped and I was like, I'm reaching out to Kara today and saying, please help me. I've been researching. So that's a little bit about my story, a little bit of background. There's other things too that I wanted to target, but that was the main thing. I reached out to Kara and I got started, but I'm telling you this, we live in the same town. She came and I signed up with her in my driveway, and I told her 3 times while I was signing up, I am not selling. She was like, okay, Carly. I was like, well, I just want to let you know, like, I am not selling. I am not going to share this. That's just not what I want to do. She's like, okay, Carly, like, it's no big deal. Like, you could just be a happy customer. That's no big deal. I was so adamant 3 times. And she's like, girl, I get it. It's fine. I guess I was nervous. I don't know why. But 2 weeks in, y'all, I was like, I get why people share about this stuff. It's amazing. I was within 2 weeks, well, within 3 days of just being on the pink drink, I was sleeping deeper than I had in my entire life. Balancing your blood sugars really does do like wonders with your sleep. So I was sleeping deeper. I wasn't having any gas pains. I was able to use the bathroom. I was one of those like sometimes could use it, sometimes couldn't. I was noticing I wasn't tired in the afternoons. I was noticing just all these amazing changes, but the sleep was like number one. 2 weeks in, I was like, I gotta share it. So that's when I kind of started dabbling in it. And yeah, so since then, y'all, I have met the most amazing people. Um, these women are for you. Okay. Like, hear me when I say this. I'm getting goosebumps and I'm getting teary eyed. They're for you. They love you. They push you towards Jesus. They want the best for you in your marriage. They want the best for you in your relationship with your kids. Um, they pray for you when you feel like you don't have any words left to pray. And I'll get into that a little bit here in a second. But they love it. They love you. And so the community alone is just incredible. I was not expecting any of that when I hit join in 2021. 2021? Yes. I did not expect any of that. And so since starting, taking that leap of faith and starting sharing Plexus and talking about it with others, I have been able to consistently pay for my products for probably 18 months now. And I just went on a team retreat to Arizona, which was beautiful and so much fun and life-giving. So not only do I get to like hang out with all these people like on screens, but I also get to like got to see them in person and just hug their necks, because you meet them in person, you're like, I feel like I've been best friends with you for the last like 20 months. Like, this is just incredible. And so it's just been so beautiful. And so that I was able to fund that. And just like having that confidence that doing this business with these people, that it brings me to like speak up for myself. I was thinking about that today. I was like, man, I thought I was a confident person, but I would be so consumed about what others thought about me. And then I started doing this, and I'm like, this has grown my confidence. And these women have, yeah, like grown my confidence like in myself. They're like, hey, like even the past weekend, I was like, why am I questioning myself? I know what I'm doing here. Like, stop asking. Like, I can do this. And so the confidence that you are around, you know, I keep reading, you are around, you're most like the 5 people that you're around the most. That I think that's how it worked. And these women, they're up there, y'all. They're awesome. A little bit of my story. I have 4 more minutes left. I got this. So in January of 2022, we got hit with some really big news with our family, life-changing news of taking in our nephews, who are just last minute went into the foster system. My husband and I never decided this is something we're going to do. Like, wasn't even on our radar. And we got a call, and who was there for me that night dropping off sheets is actually her husband, because she was at choir practice. Kara, she's one of my best friends. And I knew her from college, but she is the one who I signed up to do Plexus with, and who like prayed for me and like gave me grace throughout this whole past year. Like, every single person on this team, like I would get texts or voice messages or calls of like, how are you doing? Love you too, Kara. I'm like teary-eyed thinking about it, like, because they love you. Like, it's not about the what can you do for me on my team. It is about how can I serve you? And that is what I love about this atmosphere. It's like, okay, I love you. I see you're hurting. I'm here for you. And I did not know I was going to get that when I pushed join and when I decided to jump into doing this business. It's been beautiful. The friendships, obviously it's wonderful to get paid and going on trips to corporate and being able to hang out with lovely women, like-minded women on the weekly basis. But I mean, it's the friendships that do it for me. And if I would have said no, I wouldn't have so many people in my corner who would drop everything to be there for me. So that is a little bit of my story. And thank you for listening. And I'm going to pass it off to, is it Danielle? Am I passing it off to you? Okay.
I think so. Can you guys hear me okay? Someone thumbs up? Okay. I'm hiding in my car because it's the only place that children will not find me, or so I hope. So like I said, my name is Danielle. I'm 36 years old. I have 3 kiddos, ages 10, 3, and now 1. I am a special education teacher by trade and degree, along with some other degrees. So a little bit of back history on me. I have been a hard worker, for as long as I can remember. My first job was 12 years old. My dad built a golf course and I worked for him for many years. And all through high school and college, I had multiple jobs, from serving to working at a hotel. I've always been a very, very hard worker. I've always prioritized work, and my work ethic and loyalty to whatever I'm going to do has always been very, very high. So it's important to know that about me as a personality. Just so if any of you on here have a similar personality trait, that's a little bit about kind of my work ethic. And so up until I started Plexus, I was working full-time as a special education teacher and also running a full-time photography business. I used to teach piano lessons as well. And so leading up until where Plexus came into my life, I have always had multiple full-time jobs. I've had a lot of goals and ambitions to pay down debt, be able to take my kids on trips each year, be able to, afford life. Okay. And so I've always had that. And then Plexus came into my life because I was just postpartum with baby number 2. I was having a ton of inflammation and joint pain. And I felt like garbage. Okay. I was feeling tired all the time, exhausted all the time, literally all the things. That's how I felt. And so my journey with Plexus started because I needed to feel better, and I wasn't feeling well. And so that's kind of how I got started. And because I'm a very loyal, faithful person, and I want to help people, when Lacey, reached out to me, she's like, "Hey, post for me." I'm like, absolutely. Zero intent for a business at all, because mind you, my plates are full. And but a friend asked me to do something. So I'm like, you know what? If I can help you, absolutely, I'm going to. And so that's kind of how it started. I did a post and I had a lot of people comment on it, which was kind of crazy, but that was the first time that I really had looked at a picture of me recently compared to how it was in the spring before I started. And I was kind of eye-opened to oh my goodness, wow, I do see a change. Look at my face, it's glowing, and you can actually see my eyes. They aren't super baggy and tired. So that just felt extremely exciting. And then I had some friends that would reach out, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, what are you doing?" And ever since then, this job, or this other part-time job, full-time job, whatever you want to call it, has just kind of snowballed into something that I never expected. I love helping people, and Plexus allows me to help people. And for me, that's that loyal, faithful side of me, it's helping people. And so another thing that kind of goes along with that, as I was kind of getting started with Plexus and feeling really good about sharing with my friends, I was also going through a lot myself. I was feeling very, I don't really have the right words for it, but I just was very unsettled with how things were going in my life. I was working my butt off to no end as a special education teacher, going so far above and beyond in literally every aspect of my career, taking on another master's degree, doing all these things. And at the end of the day, you guys, as much as I love my job and I love the passion that goes with my job, I was feeling really beside myself, because no matter how many of those extra degrees or certificates I got, no matter how much above and beyond, how many extra hours I put in, how many lunch breaks or preps I did not get because I was doing my job to the fullest, it didn't matter. My pay scale didn't move. Okay. It didn't move. I maxed out my credits. This is where you're at. Each year you're going to get a % increase, and that is that. And I don't know. I felt frustrated because I'm trying so hard and working so hard in all that I do to be able to aspire to all these things that I want for my family and my life. And I just am not getting any closer. And with Plexus, and with, kind of starting to dabble in the sharing with friends, and then starting to join the team calls, and kind of all the different things that really just kind of naturally come along with this, what was happening is I was digging into mindset. I was listening to these awesome, wonderful people, even fellow teachers that no longer are teachers anymore, share their stories and share about how they worked on their mindset and all of these things. And what I noticed is that I started working on me. I started making changes in my everyday life that I didn't expect, beyond just taking my products and feeling better. I was starting to work on myself in ways that I didn't realize I needed, but I definitely needed, because all of those feelings of, feeling like you're working extremely hard and you're not seeing that needle move forward towards your dreams, even though you're doing literally everything within your means to push that needle forward, and it's just not working. Okay. That was wearing on me, feeling that sense of complacency, just settling with the fact that that's how it's always going to be. That was really bugging me. And I didn't really know that that was what was bugging me until my eyes were opening and I was allowing myself to learn and grow in ways that I never knew was possible. The community, Carly, you talked about the community. The community is so huge. I don't even have words. I didn't expect anyone to help me not feel tired or have inflammation. Like I wasn't expecting that. I figured I'd order products and take the products, and Lacey'd maybe check in with me once in a while, and that was it, because that's how these things work. That is not how it works with Plexus. It is not how it works. And that is what makes doing the business side of this beyond over, like it just overfills your cup. Like it just makes it so much more relatable, enjoyable, and it makes you so much more passionate about doing the work. It makes you wake up excited to do the things that you do each day. I have to look at my notes here. Another thing that was weighing hard on my heart is so I'm very much so like my dad, and my dad is an extreme workaholic. Imagine that. And in the past 5 years, I really have noticed a decline in his health and all the things. And I look at him and I just think, wow, he has really like literally worked his life away. He has worked so hard and done so many things. And yes, he's got a lot of great things to show for it, but he's not enjoying life. And do I want that for myself? Because I look at how hard I'm working and all the things that I'm doing, and am I enjoying life to its fullest? And I really have done a huge mindset shift in realizing, wow, that's not what I want. I want to work hard and in the right ways and have my cup filled and have it produce the results that allow me to live my life to the fullest. And so that has also been something that Plexus has really opened my eyes to. So if you are feeling like you're lonely, or you're doing all the things that you can, but you're just kind of not moving anywhere, and you're feeling unsettled, or you're just, any of those types of things, and you're not sure that Plexus is the right thing for you, it might not be. But I encourage you to give it a try, because the community itself and the way that we do things and the growth and the mindset and the personal development, it comes from such a different place that you do not experience anywhere else. And I promise you with my whole heart that it really will shift you and change you in amazing ways. So don't be afraid. I mean, the worst you can do is give it a try and just see, but I promise you will not be disappointed. Because for me personally, because of Plexus, I'm loving myself again. Because of Plexus, I am taking the time to do what I need to do for myself. Because of Plexus, I still get to help people, and it supports my income. Because of Plexus, that needle is moving forward towards my goals. I'm still working just as hard as I have in my other jobs and all my other things, but I finally feel like I am making movement forward. All the money that I have, that Plexus has, that I've earned through Plexus, it's sitting in an account, and I haven't decided what I'm going to do with it, but I am so extremely grateful that I took the opportunity to try it, because that is what it's allowing me to put my kids in the extra activities and not freak out. FYI, hockey camp is like $600 for one camp. If anyone wants to know what it costs in Grand Forks, North Dakota, it's ridiculous. And that's for like 4 days. So it helps you afford so many things. It helps you feel rested when your check engine light comes on in your car and you're worried you're going to have to put it on a credit card. So I have seen friends pay off thousands and thousands of dollars of debt. I have seen friends cover medical expenses. I have seen friends remodel their house. I have seen friends just even be able to buy their groceries. So no matter how little or how big your dreams are, Plexus can help you get there, or it can help you move the needle forward with all the other work that you're doing. So I'm an open book. If anyone has questions, I'd love to answer them. And who am I turning it over to? Can't remember.
Carmen, if she's ready.
Oh yeah, Carmen. There we go.
Yes, thank you. I am here. Can everybody hear me? Okay, good deal. All right, so I am just going to pull up the little script that I had written here. Gosh, I feel the pressure following those two spectacular stories. But a little bit about me. I just turned 50. So yeah, I can't even believe that I say that, because it just doesn't seem like I'm 50, but here I am. And so I'm in North Dakota. I have 2 sons and 2 grandbabies, and being a grandma is the best thing ever. So, but my story, just to kind of read it, is sure, my cat shows up as soon as I get on. In December of 2019, I reached out to Lacey. I had known Lacey back from, gosh, when she was in PT school. And so I had kept in touch with Lacey and saw her story about Plexus and reached out because I was tired of yo-yoing between diarrhea and constipation and just didn't even know at that time that I needed gut health, right? So December of 19, I started. It wasn't long, and I was loving the fact that I was no longer bloated. Also noticed I was sleeping better, which was a total surprise because I slept like a rock anyway, but just slept even better. I told her, because of course she approached me about the business opportunity, and I told her at that time, I have no intention of ever selling these products. Just looking for something to, help me feel better. And so I stayed with Plexus, loved the products. In February of 2022, I made a career change. And in March of 2022, I thought, I've been watching Lacey and all of the spectacular things that Plexus is doing as a company for her, as far as the incentives that she was getting and, the pay and everything. And I just thought, I know that how I feel can be possible with all these other people, all the other people that I was hearing complain about no energy, heartburn, gosh, we all know them, right? Name them, and everybody complains about it. So I just started sharing on social media, and lo and behold, I got people reaching out and starting the products. And yeah, it was amazing. I think it was March of 22, I started sharing, and it was in May of 2022, I got my first "You've Gotten Paid" email, which those emails are so exciting. Love it. And they dropped in my inbox, and the "You've Gotten Paid" email is better than any paycheck you get, because it's just, you're getting paid to help people feel better. And I have so many stories. I could do a whole nother talk on the impact that these products have made for people, just for the better. So, when you guys were talking about, the community too, yeah, when I went to Scottsdale in Arizona, I had earned myself, a prize to meet all the wonderful ladies. And really, I was excited to see Plexus and the company, but I was going down just because I have a girlfriend that lives down there and I haven't seen her in forever. So, the added perk for me was getting to meet all of the wonderful gals at Plexus and putting a name and a real person with the people on the other side of the screen, right? All the Zooms, and knowing that there are people out there that I have a network with and that are cheering me on. And so got more out of that trip than I ever expected. But yeah, I just can't say enough good things about Plexus from the product side. They speak for themselves, and the business side. It's an amazing company, and the support network is unbelievable. So yeah, I'm sure there's something I'm forgetting, but that's it in a nutshell for me.
That was great. I didn't introduce myself at the beginning of this call, but I'm Lacey. If you are new here and you are just checking this out because you're like, I don't know, somebody asked me to listen in, and so I agreed. I hope you found this inspiring, but I'll share a little bit about my story here a little bit. I actually started because I had a special needs kiddo that really struggled with constipation since he was born. He had cerebral palsy. He had a lot of challenges, like feeding tube. He ended up getting a tracheostomy to help with breathing. Didn't walk, didn't talk, so he was nonverbal, but I honestly just wanted to help him poop because that was such a struggle for us. And so we started products. He had success within a couple months, and it helped way more than just his pooping. It helped with his acid reflux, like he wasn't vomiting anymore, which therefore he was now gaining weight, which was huge. His dietitian was like, I'll never forget her face when I wheeled him into like our appointment, probably 6 months after starting the products. And she was like, Lacey, I don't know what you're doing, but keep doing it. And so his skin color was better. I could even tell his mood was a lot better. And so that to me was just a no-brainer. Like, why wouldn't I share about that? Even though I was much like Carly and Carmen, and told my friend Liz, I'm like, no, I actually did everything opposite of what Liz said. I signed up like retail or preferred customer, didn't use any of the discounts she offered me because I wasn't going to do it. But luckily Plexus always has a 60-day money back guarantee. So I was like, well, I'm not out anything if I don't like it, and it's natural. So it's not going to hurt my guy. But I started taking it with him because I was like, well, he can't tell me how he feels. And Liz is raving about her energy and her sleep. So I'm going to see if what she's telling me is the truth. But I thought, when I shared, I thought, this, we'll just see where this goes and see if I can help one other family, because honestly, special needs families, they have a hard enough time with everything, equipment and just routines and everything. I thought, if this is something that really can help other, even one other family, I would love to see that bless someone. And I was so shocked by the friends and family that were just silently living with struggles. And I would have never known if I wouldn't have reached out. And so we've been very blessed to be able to take more family trips. We've earned tickets to Disney. We've gotten to go to Hawaii and Mexico. We get a free car, even though and we went to Florida, she just told me. We get a free car. Like, it's just amazing the things that you can earn through this company. And there's no like crazy requirements, you guys. There's no like, you don't have to have parties unless you want to have a party. You don't have to have a ton of inventory in stock. There's really no quotas. Like, if I don't share with anybody this month, I don't share with anybody this month. Like, there's no crazy requirements. And so I think one of the blessings of this business, actually, I just today had a huge moment of gratitude because my son, there was a miscommunication. My son's basketball practice was moved up 2 hours and nobody else could take him because they were all at their 9-to-5 jobs. And within 10 minutes, we had 3 kids in my car, ran and picked up extra basketball stuff, and we were able to get to practice. And so it was just this big moment of like, I couldn't do this when I worked as a PT in the clinic. I would have had to cancel patients. There's no way I would have been able to do it. And so it's just been a huge blessing for our family. And I think it's just amazing that I can be with my family more and show my daughter what it's like to work hard. Hopefully she's supposed to be in bed, but hopefully she's taking something good away from this. But I just think it's such a blessing to be able to do those things, like those just last minute things you don't think of, that I missed those moments when I was working in the clinic. There was no way I could ever just like quickly pick up a bunch of boys and take them to practice on, such short notice. So, I hope you guys got some inspiration here. I hope you learned a little bit more about the company. If you're new and have no idea what it's all about, but please, if you have questions, ask the person that invited you here. We don't invite people to these calls just to have fun and invite people. We invite you because we really want to share, like, this could be a blessing for your family too. Just like it has been for so many of us on this call. I think anybody on this call could share a blessing that this company and team has been. So I'm going to end it so that we're not taking up everybody's time. But please, if you have questions, you absolutely can reach out to the person that invited you here. And I hope you guys all have a good night. Thanks for joining us. Good night, everybody.